Greetings of the day. Welcome to my channel Chemistry Rapid MCQ. Today our topic of discussion is matter and its property. So first of all, what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. For example, book, pen, pencil, flower, tree, stream, water, milk, juice, etc. All these things have some mass and occupy space. Next is the water and its classification. Matter is classified on the basis of its chemical and physical nature. On the basis of its physical nature, matter is classified into three categories that are solid, liquid and gas. Whereas on the basis of chemical nature of matter, matter is divided into two categories. These are the pure substance and the mixture. Mixture is further subdivided into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Whereas pure substances are of two types. One is elements and another one is compound. Elements are further subdivided into metals, metalloids and non-metals, whereas compounds are subdivided into organic and inorganic compounds. So one by one we will discuss all these one. So first of all, physical classification of matter. Physical classification of matter is on the basis of a physical appearance of the matter. So on the basis of physical appearance of matter, matter is divided into three categories, that is solid, liquid and gas. So first of what are the characteristics of solids? Solids are any substance which have a definite shape and occupy definite volume. Because particles of solids are closely packed, empty space between the particle is very less, or we can say very small. So the overall the arrangement of particles make a highly ordered arrangement. Interparticle forces among the particles are very strong. So that's why it keeps the particles together in a closely spaced arrangement. In comparison, liquids have the definite volume but do not possess the definite shape. These acquire the shape of the container. For example, if you have a glass of milk, milk acquires the shape of a glass. When you pour that milk into a bowl, milk will acquire the shape of the bowl. So we can say that liquid are the substances which have definite volume but these do not have the definite shape. These acquire the shape of the container. Particles of a liquids are relatively loosely held. The empty space between the particle is relatively large as compared to the solid. There also exist intermolecular forces, but the strength of these intermolecular or interparticle forces are relatively weaker as compared to the solids. Therefore, the arrangement ordered of this type of liquid is relatively less as compared to the solids. Characteristics of gases. Gases are the state of substances which neither have a definite shape nor occupy the definite volume. For example, if you have a perfume bottle, perfume molecules in a bottle acquire the shape of the bottle as well as occupy as much volume as that is the capacity of the bottle. But when you open the bottle of the perfume molecules spread into the whole room. So these acquire the shape of the room as well as these occupy the available space in the room. So gases are the state of the substance which neither have a definite shape nor occupy the definite volume. Gases can easily spread or occupy the entire volume that is available to them because interparticle forces among the gaseous particles are the weakest one, and these particles are loosely held. Empty space between the particle is relatively very large as compared to the solids and liquids. There is no ordered arrangement of molecules or particles in a gaseous substance. Now, till now we have discussed physical classification of matter. Physically, it is divided into three categories: solid, liquid, and gases. Now we will further discuss the chemical classification of matter. On the basis of chemical nature of matter, matter is broadly divided into pure substance and mixture. Pure substance is that form of substance which consists of only a single type of particles, whereas mixture is that type of matter which consists of two or more type of particles. So pure substance is further divided into two categories. These are the elements and compounds. So one by one now we will discuss these one. First of all, what are elements? Element is the smallest unit of matter. So element, it is the form of matter that can neither be decomposed nor be created by any physical or chemical process. It exists in nature. Elements are further divided into three categories: metals, metalloids, and non-metal. Metals, everyone you know about the metals, for example, iron, gold, silver, copper. So what are the characteristics of these one? These are the characteristics of metals. Metals, these are having the bright luster. Bright luster means these can shine. These are good conductor of heat and electricity. These are malleable. Malleable means these can be beaten into sheet. These can be beaten and converted into sheets. These are ductiles means these can be drawn into wire. 80% non-elements are the metals. Mercury is the only liquid metal. Non-metals, whatever are the characteristics of the metals, metals have totally opposite characteristics. For example, metals having the bright luster and non-metals are non-lusters. If metals are the good conductor of heat and electricity, non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are malleable and ductile, whereas non-metals are brittle. Some of the examples of non-metals are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Metalloids, these are the type of elements which have characteristics common to both metals and non-metals. Examples are silicon, arsenic, and bismuth, etc. All the symbols written in the periodic tables, these are the elements. These are divided into different categories. These are the metals. Here, these are the alkali metals and these are the non-metals. Next pure type of substance is the compounds. Okay. On the basis of chemical classification, matter is divided into pure substance and the mixture. Pure substance are of two types: elements and compounds. Elements we have already discussed. Now we will discuss the compounds. Compounds, it is the form of matter that is formed by the combination of two or more elements in a fixed ratio by mass. For example, water. The molecular formula of water is H2O. It is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Similar other examples are methane, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is the table salt. It is formed by the combination of sodium element and the chloride element, chlorine element. Compounds are of other two types: organic and inorganic compounds. Organic compounds are those compounds in which a main constituent is carbon. For example, ethanol, methanol, ethane, propane, butane, whatever LPG, liquid petroleum gas that we used at home for cooking purpose, it is a mixture of propane and butane. So both these propane and butanes are the organic compounds. Inorganic compounds are the compounds which do not have carbon as the main constituents. For example, water, common salt, that is water having hydrogen and oxygen, no carbon is there. Sodium chloride, table salt, it is formed by the combination of sodium and chloride, no carbon is there. Water is known as a universal solvent because it can dissolve all the inorganic compounds into it. Next is mixture. Mixture is the form of matter that is formed by the combination of two or more elements or compounds. Here you have to keep in mind these words. Compounds are formed by the combination of two or more elements, whereas mixture is formed by the combination of two or more, either these are elements or the compounds. For example, if this one is an alloy for example, gold, 22 karat gold, 24 karat gold is the pure gold, 22 karat gold is formed by the combination of golds and some other metals in the ratio 22 parts gold and 2 parts other metals such as copper, silver and zinc. Now in this case, this gold, copper, zinc and silver, these all are elements. So combination of elements is also named as mixture, or combination of different compounds, that is also referred as a mixture. For example, salt solution, sugar solution. Okay. Salt solution which is formed by mixing of salt into the water, sugar solution which is formed by the mixing the sugar into the water. Now here the one word is in any ratio. Compound is formed by the combination of two or more elements in a fixed ratio, whereas mixture is formed by the combination of two or more elements or compound in any ratio. For example, if you will add a pinch of salt into the water, either 2 pinch of salt into the water or a spoon of salt into the water, all these are referred as a salt solution. Mixtures are of two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, this type of the mixture has a uniform composition throughout the mixture. Means when the component of the mixtures are mixed, in a homogeneous mixture, there is not any clear distinction between its component after mixing on a single solution is appeared. For example, if you will add sugar into the water, if sugar is completely dissolved into the water, it will give you a clear solution where you can't find the sugar particles and water as a separate unit. Okay. Heterogeneous mixture, these type of mixture do not form the uniform, do not have the uniform composition throughout the mixture. Each of the component make a separate phase that can be seen by the naked eye. For example, if you will add some of the dirt into the water, dirt will form a separate phase, whereas water will form a separate phase. Both these phases are clearly visible by the naked eye. So such type of mixtures where the components form the separate phase, such type of mixture is referred as heterogeneous mixture. Sometimes question is asked, what is the difference between the compounds and mixtures? So you must be familiar with the differences between these two. Compound is a pure form of matter, whereas mixture is not a pure form of water. Compounds always consist of constituent in a fixed proportion, whereas mixture consists of constituent in any ratio. Components of compounds cannot be separated by the physical method like filtration, distillation, etc. Whereas component of a mixture can be easily separated by physical method like filtration, distillation, etc. For example, if there is a dirt added into the water, you can simply filter out the solution. Dirt particle can be easily separated from the water. Property of the compounds are entirely different from its constituents. For example, water. Water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen can act as a fuel. Oxygen help in the burning process, support the burning process. Hydrogen can act as a fuel. Oxygen can support the burning process. But water act as an fire extinguisher. So we can say that properties of compounds are entirely different from its constituents, whereas properties of mixtures are midway between its component. For example, sugar. Sugar is sweet in taste. Water is tasteless. If you will add sugar into the water, the taste of solution or sweetness of solution in between the sugar and the water. So compounds are always homogeneous in nature. These form a single phase throughout the matter, whereas mixture can be homogeneous or heterogeneous in nature. Compound possess a sharp melting and boiling point. That is the characteristics of that compound. Mixture do not have sharp melting and boiling point. Formation of compound from its constituents involves either absorption or evolution of heat, because it is formed by the combination of its components. So reaction may be exothermic or endothermic. Whereas mixture is formed from its constituents, it does not involve any exchange of the energy. Neither heat is produced nor heat is used, evolved during the formation of a mixture. A compound is formed as a result of chemical changes, whereas a mixture is formed as a result of physical changes. Here the word is mixture, so by mistake compound is written, just correct it. Compound is represented by a definite formula, whereas mixture is not represented by a definite formula. Some of the examples of compounds are water, carbon dioxide, whereas the examples of mixtures are sugar solution, milk, tap water. Tap water, water is a compound, but if we consider the example of tap water, it is a mixture, because tap water consists of number of dissolved salts, dissolved gases, bacteria, viruses in it may be present. 22 karat gold is a mixture. 24 karat gold is a pure form of matter. It is an element. 22 karat gold is a mixture because it is formed by the combination of gold and some other matters. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you very much.